This video goes along with drawing 32. For this design, you're going to need an instruction sheet, a wooden or mechanical pencil, a compass, a ruler, and a large sheet of paper. The first step says center on the paper a circle with a 3-inch radius. So for the first step, we're going to need the compass. Put a dot with your pencil at the center of the page. Put the middle point of the compass on that dot. Put your finger on the middle point, and we're going to draw a circle with a 3-inch radius. The radius is found on the center, the middle part of the compass. It says 1R, 1.5R, 2R, 3R, 4R, and 5R. Don't use the outside of the compass. That's a ruler for measuring. The inside will give us the radius. So for a 3-inch radius, right here it says 3R. Place your point in. Place your pencil in that point and draw a circle around your finger with a 3-inch radius. Step 2. Draw the horizontal and vertical diameters on the circle. Okay, so to make sure that our horizontal and vertical diameters are perpendicular to each other, so that they have 90-degree angles where they meet in the center, we're going to use our paper, the edge of our paper, because our paper is nice and straight, and our paper has 90-degree corners. So if we line up the top of the paper with the top of our ruler and slide it over to our center point, we can draw the vertical diameter. Remember, a diameter from math goes from one point of the circle to the opposite side. Now we need to draw the horizontal diameter. So we're going to line up the edge of the ruler to the edge of the paper. Make sure it's nice and flat. Slide it till we see the center point, and draw the horizontal diameters that go from the right side to the left side of the circle. Step 3. Center a circle with a 2.5-inch radius. So we're going to use the same center point. Place the middle point on that center point. Place your finger on the middle point, and we're going to find 2.5R. There's 1R, 1.5R, 2R, 3R. So between 2R and 3R is 2.5. Right here. Draw a circle around your hand with a 2.5-inch radius. Step 4. Center a circle with a 1.5-inch radius. Using the same center point, place the middle point on that center point. Place your finger on the middle point. Hold it down so that the compass shifts around rotates around your finger. And find 1.5. This is 1.5R. Place your pencil where it says 1.5R and draw a circle around the center point. Step 5. Draw 4 line segments connecting the endpoints of the radii of the largest circle to form a square. Okay, our largest circle's right here. We're going to draw 4 line segments that connects the end of the radii. A radii is plural for a radius. A radius is from the center point to the end of the circle. So from the center point to the end of the circle is 1 radius. So we're going to draw our point here. From the center point to this end point's another radius. From the center point to the end of the large circle is our 3rd radius, so draw a point here. From the center point to the end of the circle, large circle, is our 4th point. Now we're going to use a ruler and connect these 4 points to create a square that will be inside of our large circle. Make sure you use a ruler to draw nice straight lines. Don't freehand it, because then it'll look like your picture's melting, and it won't have nice crisp lines. When you use the ruler, make sure that you hold the ruler down with firm pressure so it doesn't shift around. Don't let that ruler bully you. The next point, draw 4 line segments connecting the endpoints of the radii of the smallest circle to form a square. So this is our smallest circle. So here's the endpoint, here's an endpoint, third endpoint, fourth endpoint. Now we're going to connect those to make a small square. Step 7. Using the radius of 1 1/2 inches and the corners of the smallest square as centers, draw 4 circles. Okay, so we're going to use the corner of the smallest square. This is our smallest square. So we're going to use these corners. Each one of these is going to be the center of a circle. So we're going to put the middle point on that point. Put our finger on the middle point, and we're going to draw a circle that has a radius of 1 1/2 inch. So on the inside of the compass, there's a 1, there's a 1 1/2. So we're going to draw a circle. The ruler's in the way. And there's a circle with a 1 1/2 inch radius. Next point of our square, place the middle point on that point, place your finger on the middle point, find 1 1/2, and draw that circle. Next corner of the smallest square, place your middle point on that point, place your finger on the middle point, find 1 1/2, draw the third circle. Last corner of the smallest square, place your finger on the middle point, place the pencil on 1 1/2, and draw our 4th circle. Now color neatly. You can color using crayons, markers, or colored pencils. You can outline the main design in a Sharpie or a darker color and then color the inside a lighter color. Just make sure you color it nice and neat.